Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be doing, I must admit, a very different type of video. I generally don't do this type of like reaction video. I'm going back and watching one of my Unlimited games that I played on stream a couple of days ago. On Friday night, I streamed Unlimited super late night. By the way, Twitch link in the description below. Go drop a follow over there if y'all enjoy MyTEAM Twitch. I was streaming Unlimited. I had gone like 6-0. We were chilling, and I wound up playing this 7th game against a decent player. This dude certainly was not bad at all, but this turned into, I'm not kidding, the most insane Unlimited game, maybe the most insane MyTEAM game that I have ever played in my life, bar none. This game was ridiculous, and it was an incredibly entertaining game on stream for the people who were watching on stream. So I thought it'd be great to come make a video about it so that y'all can watch that and watch probably the most entertaining single half plus overtime, spoiler alert, of MyTEAM that you'll really see all year. This game is incredibly entertaining. I think it's going to be fun to watch, and I'm looking forward to going back and reacting to it. Before we hop into it, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 20,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. Channel's been growing like crazy. Really appreciate all y'all's support. In the interest of this not being an incredibly long, hour-long video, which if y'all want that in the future, let me know. I wouldn't be totally opposed. I kind of like to ramble. This type of content is fun for me to make. I would say I don't want this video to be incredibly long, so we're skipping the first half. I was actually down 19-9 to start this game. I then came back and was up 10 at the end of the first half. So I played like a really solid second part, at least, of the first half. And yeah, this game turned really interesting really quickly. I don't think that was a terrible shot to start off the half, honestly, with Dante DiVincenzo. I didn't think it was going to get contested. It wound up being contested. I will say, in no way did I think of this guy as a competitive player or anything. Like I wasn't in that mindset for this game. I was streaming. I was talking to chat. I was having fun. It was not that type of game by any means. So this isn't a competitive game, but I will, I guess, talk through what I did wrong and my opponent did wrong and stuff. But the game certainly gets more fascinating as we get toward the end of it, because it just truly becomes a ridiculous game. That's actually a really nice shot right there by Adam Morrison. That was a tough freaking move right there. Nice little fat stop, created a little bit of space. Got the shot off because he was going under the screen manually there, clicked on, and I played that quite well. He drives to the rim, goes, or I think he probably should have gone up, but he got a wide open three, and Asar Thompson knocks it down. This dude was using the Thompson twins duo, and he was cooking with them. They both were playing really well for him. I'm going to skip forward just a little bit. 9-point lead here. I don't think we need to see quite as much of like the next quarter and a half or so, but this winds up being such a ridiculous game. I mean, and just absolutely extraordinary. One of the most fun MyTEAM games that I've ever played. One of the most insane for sure, I will say that. I had another game that was kind of similar to this a couple years ago on stream late night that I remember. That was a bad shot. I tried to force up a 3. I will say my mentality when it comes to MyTEAM, at least in Unlimited, is to like try to get as many like 3s off as possible, 3 hunt as much as possible. I don't shoot a ton of fades though. I like to try to get like standstill 3s, create space and get shots off if I can. The problem is that's really hard to do with the way the off-ball defense is this year. I will say this dude was a good player. And I will say most good players, like people who are pretty good at the game, generally don't play super hard off-ball. They play a mix of on and off-ball. And I think that's actually something that's fascinating. And I saw my boy Jazz tweeting about this on Twitter yesterday, and I kind of agreed with what he was saying. I feel like there are multiple types of defense, and the type that I complain about and that I think other people are complaining about when they talk about off ball is more so the when somebody sits on the corner and their center and lets the CPU play defense for them entirely. That's a really good shot right there that he knocked down. He got a lot of space off of that screen. Dante DiVincenzo didn't get through very well, and he's cut it to a 6-point game. So this dude, like I said, he's playing well. He's getting good shots, getting shots off. So, but like I said, I think what you're going to see most of the time is a mix of on and off ball, at least at a competitive level. People who just exclusively on ball generally are going to have challenges having elite defense unless they are truly exceptional at on ball. Although I will say on ball this year really isn't bad. I think it's pretty good. I don't think on ball actually really needs a nerf. I mean, a buff, I should say. On ball, I think, is in a good state. I think the off ball defense specifically needs a nerf because the CPU off ball and smother is just absolutely ridiculous. Very good drive there. Dr. J is amazing. And if y'all don't know how to stick dunk, you need to learn. It elevates your game as an offensive player for sure if you're good at the stick dunking mechanic in this game. This dude, obviously, as y'all can see, though, very good team, very comparable teams. Honestly, I would say the two of us had. That's not a very good shot, so he does a good job of bailing out there and not forcing it up. He did a really good job, I will say, of creating multiple shots with Luka, although that was one of the worst shots that he did take. Did a much better job there, I did, of getting through there with DiVincenzo and getting a good contest. And yeah, this was again, like I'm saying, I'd be 3 hunting and just shooting bad shots sometimes. I'm up 8 points and I'm like, screw it, perfect time to shoot a terrible shot. And so instead of just slowing it down, running a smart possession, probably getting 2 points, and being up 10, I give up a free transition 3-pointer by shooting the worst shot in the world. And then I come down and shoot another terrible 3-pointer. So decision making. If you want to win consistently, make good decisions. I made multiple awful decisions in a row there. Obviously, it's unlimited at the end of the day. I don't stress unlimited too much. I'm kind of just chilling. And my unlimited record this season is 17-2. So, like, I'm actually kind of hooping in unlimited. I've definitely gotten better at the game over the last couple months. But I definitely do a lot of stupid stuff in unlimited that I wouldn't really recommend you do if you're trying to win and you're trying to play and get better at a competitive level. I'd be out here trolling and throwing up shots. Like, I really do not care that much. I will shoot a bunch of threes if I can. I'm going to get as many off as possible. And honestly, defensively, I make terrible decisions often in unlimited as well, because I'll just randomly gamble for steals or run away from players and like try to bait stuff and get back. And I do stupid stuff a lot on really both ends of the court, I feel like, when I'm playing this game sometimes. But now we're about to get the starters back in, which is what I'm excited about because I really like my starting unit. I'm going to skip through this towards the start of the fourth quarter. It's a 5-point game. Obviously, it could have been more than a 5-point game if I played a little bit smarter to end the third quarter, but regardless, I got my starters back in the game. I really like my starting group right now. That's a consistent theme y'all will notice. Me giving up the pop to Kevin Durant manually, like helping off the pop too much and giving that up. I gave it up a bunch. As y'all can see, Kobe already has 25 points. I was absolutely cooking with him in the first half, and we go right back to cooking with him in the second half. Corner is kind of open with Scottie Pippen, but I didn't force the pass. That was a good decision because he probably would have baited it. I try to reject the screen. He rips me with KD. Honestly, I hate the right stick ripper badge. I think it's stupid. I don't really think glove right stick ripper make a ton of sense because on-ball plucks just don't happen very much in real life. And I think it's honestly something that I'm not a huge fan of. But as you can see, this dude reaches a lot. And a lot of people you play against in Unlimited, especially good players, are going to try to exploit that badge. They're going to reach a lot, and that's going to result in some fouls, but that's also going to result in a lot of on-ball plucks and steals and certain animations and stuff that can be pretty annoying. I mean, you see him reaching there again with Dr. J. He's right up on me right now. At this point, I was like, I need to create some separation. I need to get the ball out of Kobe's hands. So I go to a back door, trying to just get something open. Honestly, that was a bad pass too. This dude, as I said, he's not a bad player. He was probably baiting that with Wemby as well. He's playing smart, and I'm not playing particularly smart. But now I have a little bit of actual separation with Kobe, like on Dr. J. I'm trying to literally create physical separation so I can get back into an offensive flow. I send a terrible back door. I'm totally boxed. Honestly, sometimes the back doors are bailouts, and yes, I use them too, just like everyone else does. I try not to backdoor very much, but when you're boxed on offense, sometimes you got to send a little backdoor because you're boxed. And again, defensively, just awful. I try over-predict where he's trying to go. He rejects where he's trying. So I basically just ran away from him and gave him wide open lane to drive to the basket. Terrible defense, unnecessary defense, and another mistake by me, of which I'm making several right now. That was an open shot with Kobe there. If I hadn't been in my icons, if I just clicked off, that's not an open shot. I do a good job of passing it out. I'm not triggering my drill moves well. As y'all can see, these last couple minutes, my flow offensively has certainly been tough, although he does foul me from behind there. So I wind up going to the free throw line, getting a couple free throws up to go, and apparently I give up a 3-pointer immediately. Yeah, my defense was poor. I'm not going to lie. A lot of questionable. I don't know. Although that one wasn't on me. I'm not sure why Almond Thompson backed up so far. That was weird, honestly. That didn't make a ton of sense because I wasn't clicked on to Almond there. So I'm not totally sure why he came totally open. That might just be the game sucking, honestly, because that one didn't make a ton of sense. That's not a bad shot. I was trying to get my feet set. I did not want to fade. And at this point, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I've completely thrown my 10-point lead. I'm playing awful. He pulls up in transition and hits the three. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I have thrown away this game. And then he pauses me. And I mean, yes, he's been playing well the last few minutes, obviously, at this point in the game, but I'm also thinking, like, I've had multiple opportunities. I haven't been flowing well offensively. I get plucked again. And at this point, I'm just like, oh my Lord, this game is just not going in my favor right now. But I tried my best to stay composed. He's got a wide open shot here. He passes out of it. We got him, and then he still gets bailed out on a 3-pointer that he throws up there. Just poor decision making by him offensively there, and then taking an awful shot and getting bailed out by a CPU foul. Very unfortunate there. And so at this point, I'm just like, oh my Lord, I just lost. And I'm just annoyed, honestly. I think at this point, I was just annoyed. And then we came back, obviously, because this game is we have 21 more minutes or something. That was actually for the rest of the stream, so I think we have a little less than that. But Scottie Pippen was a big part of it for sure, but Kobe, he has only got 27 right now. I think he ends with 40-something. Rejecting the screen, getting wide open there, knocks down a 3. Take that cold ring off of Kobe and get us a little bit back in the game, closing it back to a 4-point game. So we get right back into it. Now I'm trying to be a little safer defensively. I still got caught on the screen, though, and Ja got downhill. I'm not going to lie. This dude played awesome with both Ja and KD. He played really well. I didn't play very well defensively. Awful pass. I literally brain dead pass. I have no explanation for why I threw that pass. At this point, I'm down 8 with 2 minutes left. What am I doing? You know what I mean? That was a horrible pass. I got totally baited. I like, again, like I've said in Unlimited, I don't be taking the game super serious. I do a lot of stupid stuff sometimes in Unlimited. That's his one to give. That's a positive there. I got his one to give out of the way early in the last 2 minutes. But I do a lot of stupid stuff in this game. So getting the ball to Scottie Pippen, because I honestly have been, for the most part, pretty boxed with Kobe. And this dude defensively is he's just hawking me on that on ball. But I reject the on ball this time. I dump it down to Amin. Amin's inside. He's got nothing open either. I am just caged at this point in the possession. So I just run around in a circle, go back door, get a standing dunk. It worked out. You know what I mean? Now I'm going into press. I'm trying to be aggressive, and he turns the ball over literally instantly and then gives up a wide open transition three. So that's a massive swing that I go into the press. He immediately turns the ball over, and I immediately get a three out of it. That was a big mistake by him because that pass just wasn't open. I don't know what made him throw that pass. I come to bait a little bit with Kobe, but he throws it to the corner. That's not a terrible shot at all. I don't get a contest there. And at this point, I'm like, okay, Amin, I can't put KD on gap because I play cap coverage on some guys. KD's release is apparently not quite to the point where I feel like I can gap it, apparently. So I back up off him and I put it on water. It doesn't mean that's the only threes I'm going to go. And then I shoot the worst shot in the world. So now I'm down 6 with 1:16 left because I just forced up an awful three. This game is over. By all intensive purposes, this game should be completely over at this point. Very solid defense by me, but he runs right around me. Terrible. Honestly, he probably should have just gone up with that, going bail out there and turning the ball over. It winds up hurting him. And I wind up getting a three out of it. That's about as bad as he could have played that, to be honest. He had the ball with a minute left, almost a full shot clock, and he turns the ball over, doesn't run clock, and then gives up a wide open three. And then he forces, honestly, it should have been more contested than it was. Scottie Pippen got caught on the side, but he forces a bad shot. That's not open either. And now I have the ball down 3 with 43 seconds left. Less than 30 seconds after he had the ball up 6, and now it's a 1-point game. He, again, kind of throwing it away. Neither of us are playing super smart. Definitely making questionable decisions. Again, this is Unlimited. This is not a tournament game. I'm not playing with a tournament mindset. I'm chilling, talking to chat. At this point, admittedly, I am kind of focused on the game. But I will say I continue to make a lot of mistakes, which I think is part of what makes this game so entertaining. Very nice downhill drive there, and Kobe gets a standing, which is super important. You see that Hoff rise up, pop up. As I've said many times, Kobe is my favorite card in the game, and he is an absolute demon, and he makes a huge play there. And that gets to a 1-point game with 18 seconds left. At this point, I'm like, okay, I'm going to try my best to get the ball back, to get a stop here and get the ball back with like 1 second left, and maybe I get a catch and shoot three, 2 seconds left, something like that. 5 seconds on the shot clock. He drives the ball. He goes up and dunks it. And I guess that's not a bad decision because at this point he wanted to score, but it gives me 4.9 seconds to have a chance at a three. Obviously, ideally in my book, I get a stop. I'm down 1 with like 2 or 3 seconds left. I get any sort of shot and anything would win the game. So here I'm like, I got to sub in my shooters so I get a little bit more spacing, a little bit better releases on the court. Although I would say Kwame has a better release. Adam with some shot creation ability. I put him in at the 4, and we just decided to be a little creative here. And here is the first of multiple, like, oh my goodness moments. As I go back here, Pippen isn't open, so I drive the ball. Kobe's wide open. I shoot it, and he jumps and fouls, which is, in my mind, a good call. It looks like he actually did get fouled, and he jumped from really far away with Wemby. That was his fault. He literally left Kobe wide open, and it winds up getting me wide open free throws. Kobe has Hoff free points and a really good free throw release and a really good free throw rating, so I know it's pretty much automatic that I'm going to knock these down. I hit the first. I hit the second right there, 99% as well. The third one is also up, and I greened that one as well, so I greened 2 out of 3 and make all 3, and that's 1.6 seconds left in the fourth quarter, which leads to this play right here, in which he gets an absolutely wide open 3 and smokes it. So second, oh my gosh, moment of this game in like back-to-back, like, oh, and at this point I'm like, oh wow, what a crazy ending to regulation. So we go to the end of one overtime. Or we go to the end of the first game, I should say, and start overtime. And then overtime becomes a whole different, obviously, I mean, we got more time. So this becomes more interesting, and I'm excited for this part. All right, so hopping into the overtime here, he wins the tip, drives the ball, bad shot selection, gets an offensive rebound, whatever. I'm glad here to see that KD loses his takeover. I have like a little bit of a weird lineup in. Because I have the defensive lineup that I put in with Embiid at the 4 and Luka at the 1. So I definitely have a little bit of a weird lineup in here right now, but obviously I got Kobe Bean in the game, and that's about all I need. Kobe and Scottie will give me enough shot creation at least. Good move here by Scottie. That was honestly open enough that I probably could have caught that, and I don't, but that's okay. Scottie does have legit shot creation ability. We drive the ball to the rim, we dump it down to Wemby, and Wemby, just because he's 7'4", finishes at the rim. Obviously, that's KD down there, and he's not even really that much in a position to contest. It's mostly Ja, and Ja obviously is only like, what, 6'3". That's just not a very good matchup for him. Never was going to be. That's a good job by me. I will say this Ja card is a beast, man. He really is tough. And the more I either play against him, I haven't used him a ton, but I was very impressed by him in his gameplay. As I give up another wide open 3 to KD, my defense is the worst. I helped off manually with Luka there and gave that up. Subbing Amin Thompson back in the game. I subbed a couple other guys back in the game. I think I put Chet or somebody in. I don't even know who I put in there. And then I go Wemby. Wemby's in a mismatch here on Dr. J. That's a big mismatch. I have Hoff drop stepper. I'm going to try to attack that. And I do drop step for retaking the lead up 86 to 85. Terrible pass here as well. This is an opportunity for me to extend. He fouls me, and it's no transition somehow. But it is his first foul in the last 2 minutes, but it isn't a transition take foul, which honestly is kind of frustrating. But it is what it is, and we move forward. Driving the ball here with Amin Thompson. I maybe could have gone up here, been patient. This is funny. I did not mean to do this. My controller literally died. Like it disconnected. I play with a wired controller, and the wire like somehow disconnected, so it registered. It made me pause the game manually as I was throwing that pass out. It makes my game pause the game. I didn't pause the game, so I replug in my controller and unpause the game, and I get a wide open 3 out of it. Like, that is so garbage. It obviously wasn't intentional. That was not what I wanted to do, but it wound up working out to my favor, which winds up being pretty funny. But at the same time, Kobe then fills horribly defensively, doesn't pick up his man at all in the corner, and he gets a wide open 3 right back. So it winds up, I guess, basically canceling itself out for the most part. And we're still in this 1-point game, and then I get bumped. I should have just pass faked. Honestly, I tried to move backwards, and I literally walked right into a bump. And then I give up a 9 millionth wide open 3 to Kevin Durant, which again, like I told y'all, Kevin Durant getting wide open 3s is going to haunt my nightmares if I lose this game. And yeah, so we are got to do a better job defensively. I know that he didn't X switch that time. Maybe he should have. And Amin Thompson gets a standing dunk there. Good athletic ability. 91-91 game with 57 seconds left in overtime. We got a ball game. That should have been a steal. And Kobe didn't get it. And that's tough, but we are still in pretty good defensive position. Recovered well. He's running this pick and roll. Does get to the rim with Ja and draws a foul. And I don't love that foul call at all. He went up on 2 guys, both of whom elite defenders with Hoff anchor. Winds up getting 2 free throws out of it, though, and it's still a 2-point game with 40 seconds left. Driving the ball with Amin Thompson. We know we got a little bit of a mismatch here with Scotty on Ja, so I'm going to try to take advantage of my size mismatch a little bit if I can, but it's not there. I'm not going to force the mash, so I back it back out, call my 2-man pick and roll, and see if we can get downhill. Kobe is actually kind of boxed, and this is really good defense, and I'm like, oh, no. But I managed to get to the lane. Stick dunk drive. I green the stick dunk, and it takes me out of the animation, gives me a layup, and somehow I missed the layup, even though I greened the stick dunk. I feel like that should automatically mean I make the layup, and generally it does, but I missed the layup, which means I go to the free throw line for 2 shots. I feel like I should have had an and 1 opportunity there, realistically, in my mind at least, but it is what it is. Kobe does make the first, and the second one is also up and in, so I make both free throws with Kobe, which is pretty big. 23 seconds left now. Got to get a stop. Let's see if I can do it. Dr. J on the hash. And he's backing it out. He's holding for last shot right here. He's holding a little bit too long, though. I send a double to speed him up, and I blitz him, and it should have been a steal. I played it, and the game doesn't reward me. And and then the CPUs switch, and Wemby gets a dunk. And I am just in mental agony. I'm like, oh my gosh, no way I just lost off of that. I sent a double, rotated, should have had the steal, and the game doesn't reward me, and he gets a lucky bucket off of it. And I am just, I'm so disappointed. I'm like, I've been fighting to try to win this game. It's an overtime game, and I'm going to lose like that. And so I'm disappointed, obviously. But we got 1.7 seconds left. Going to call a timeout, advance the ball, and see what we can do. I sub in my offensive lineup, including that man, Devin Booker. And so my thought process is I'm going to try to get Ja stuck. I'm going to try to come off of here. Maybe I get a 3. Nope. Oh, wow. Ja's really high. I can get behind him, maybe. And then I green fill up the bar perfectly on a heavy. I green a heavy layup and make the heavy layup to tie it up and go to a double overtime. At this point, it's 95-95. We're going to double overtime. By the way, at this point, it's like 2:30 in the morning as well that I'm streaming this game. So it is very late, and I am a bit delirious. And at this point, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this game is getting absolutely ridiculous. And here we go. Devin Booker, first possession of overtime. I shoot the second double overtime. I shoot the worst shot in the game. Like, what am I doing? Forcing up a contested 3 early in the shot clock. Terrible, terrible decision making. That is how you start off an overtime period, poorly. But I do foul to bring defense back in, get Amin Thompson back in the game. He brings in a couple of substitutions, I think. Is this where he's brought him in? Or I don't know if he has brought him in quite yet. I think at some point he does bring in substitutions, though. He gets a wide open 3 with Dr. J because I went under the screen, and he gets a 3 out of it, and he's a backup 3, and I'm just like, gosh dang it. Should have fought over the screen there, but I didn't want to give up a dunk, and I didn't think I was going to get that stuck on the screen going under. Kobe's kind of open for that mid-range. That's not an easy shot. I got jaw draped on me, but Hoff blinders. He's able to knock down the mid-range, and Kobe now has 39 points. So he has been coming through in the clutch for sure. That pop is not open. Finally, I do a good job guarding it with Amin, but I still get ran around in a circle by John Morant. I don't think that was bad defense. I don't know why Scotty just gets ran around, but there's not a ton I can really do about it. So we go right back into the offensive end, and he fouls me right at the 2-minute mark, which is his first foul in the last 2 minutes, which means next foul will automatically put me in the bonus. So that's a positive, and we get the ball right back into Kobe's hands, and we're going to continue to run some offense here, see if we can get downhill, drag him back there a little bit, and I'll just take my standing dunk with D-Rob. He does get behind Wemby there, and I'm honestly cool with D-Rob getting some minutes in this game, because I know I've played Wemby for most of the game, but I think D-Rob coming in, he's fresh, Wemby isn't, gives me a good opportunity, and then I give up another wide open 3, and at this point I'm just, what in the world? I meant to switch that. They didn't switch, and it wound up giving up an open 3, which was really unfortunate. I was trying to get, I think Pippen switched on to Irving and get the guy, I think it was Amin, back out there. So regardless, good move by me. That Pippen push cross can actually be deadly, rejecting a screen or something, and we get a wide open 3 out of it. Pippen now has 17 points. He has been the perfect sidekick for Kobe this time, not MJ, but he's been cooking for sure. And Pippen going under there, I give up another pick and pop 3. The worst defensive player in the world is what I'm looking like right now. Just giving up wide open 3 after wide open 3 with my own poor manual defense, and got to give my opponent credit for knocking him down. But Scottie Pippen off a screen gets another open look, and Kwame makes a huge play. He shouldn't have jumped with Wemby there. That was totally his fault. He could have gone back out and contested D-Rob at best. I get a standing dunk there. But instead, he gives me a wide open 3 with D-Rob. Huge offensive rebound by Kwame and a big 3-ball there that cuts it back to a 1-point game. This time I didn't drop too far out the corner, at least, so I didn't give a wide open 3 there. I get through the screen well, so I don't give up a wide open 3 there. I switched that screen perfectly, so I don't give up a 3 there. I go under the screen well with Kobe. I wall up, and he still gets bailed out with a foul. There's not a ton you can do about that at that point. That's a pretty good defensive possession. I feel like I kind of got through everything well enough, and he just gets a good animation. So it's a foul. It is what it is. Not a ton you can do about that. I guess I got an offensive rebound in the past possession, so I can't complain too much. And we get the ball right back into Kobe's hands. 3-point game, 54 seconds left in a second overtime. He gets a pluck, but luckily I hold on to the ball. The freaking plucks in this game are so frustrating to me, but it is what it is. I'm going to try to reject the screen here with Scottie Pippen. I do. I get inside, and Chet blocks Kwame, and he gets the ball. At this point, I'm like, gosh dang it, I think I lost again. And he misses wide open with KD. Another freaking sell. He's had a couple opportunities to really seal this game at this point, and he misses that one with KD. That would have been a complete dagger there. Open 3, D-Rob, not a ton of space, confident shot, knocks it down. David Robinson coming in clutch with his elite big man release, makes an absolutely massive play, and that will send us, fingers crossed at least, to triple overtime, maybe sending Kobe over for a double. The double's canceled. I help with Amin. Nothing is open. 5 seconds left. Great wall up here by Scottie Pippen. I click on contest. Good job not fouling. Open 3 is not very open, and we'll go to triple overtime. Ridiculous game so far. David Robinson in the game right now. We do leave him in there, and now it is time to go back to work. Amin Thompson trying to speed burst with him and potentially get a standing or something. We got a mismatch here. Pippen drives to the rim, and Pippen gets a standing to start off the third overtime. And now he's got 19. We have a 2-point lead, 110 to 108. Just offense galore. Not a lot of defense being played for sure. Bad take though. We finally get a good wall up by Kobe. He gets a contest. Doesn't get the bulldozer animation he was looking for there, and we get ourselves a stop. Scottie Pippen driving the ball, getting it to Kobe. Both Kobe and Pippen are kind of gassed, but those are my guys. Kobe drive to the rim, and he gets a dunk. Let's go. Big play by Kobe, getting into the 40-point range at 41 points, and we have a 4-point lead now. Now the crucial part is to try our best to get a stop. Definitely try not to give us a 3-ball. That time the 3 is not open. I do a great job of X-switching, so I get Scottie back out on my man. That's great defense by me. Should have honestly, in my opinion, been rewarded with a stop there. Probably should have had a steal, I think, because that is defensive takeover too. Kwame just gets a step behind. It's kind of on me. I think I was a little step late to react there to that slip, and Shet managed to get downhill to cut it back to a 2-point game. That literally could have been the game right there. Felt like it maybe should have been. But he reaches in just a little bit late there, fouls me, and we now are up 2 with the ball. Minute 56 left. He's already used his foul in the last 2 minutes yet again. So any foul after this is going to be free throws, which I am aware of. That's nice. And we get the ball back into Scottie Pippen's hands. KD, very good defensive card, but Scottie Pippen, very good offensive card. Nice push cross. Gets downhill for a dunk. Scottie Pippen is a demon, and I really, really like that card as my secondary. Ja just gets a God Eddie because he's got slashing take. He gets a God bulldozer animation and shoves Amin Thompson out of the way to, again, cut the lead back to 2. Up by 2, though. Minute 36 left in this game. If we can get some sort of points, I'd love that. I know Amin Thompson has a lot more stamina than Kobe and Scottie Pippen do, but he gets a standing layup falling backwards for some reason that gets blocked and gives the ball back to Wemby and my opponent, which is really frustrating. Open layup, gets the worst animation in the world, but gets it back and still lays it in, so it doesn't wind up mattering that he just got the worst layup animation of all time with Wembanyama. So he does still wind up scoring. Amin rejects the screen, gets inside, and gets a standing, which is just a dog dunk right there. That's why he's on the court, is because of his athletic ability. Look at my efficiency, by the way. 46 for 63 is absolutely ridiculous. And I mean, that many shots in a MyTEAM game is absolutely ridiculous. This many points in a MyTEAM game is ridiculous. Contest by Pippen, no foul. That's a stop. And now we're in the last minute with the ball. Let's slow it down. We already have the lead. Be patient here. This is where my opponent screwed up multiple times, as he wasn't patient with the lead. I do a great job of it. We attack the mismatch. Amin lays it in, and that's a 4-point game with 43 seconds left. Glad he didn't get a huge contest there. And a 4-point lead now, 41 seconds left. Bumped by D-Rob. Should have maybe been a stop. We play the back door anyway. We got great defense there. Not a good shot selection. He bails out of it, throws it cross court. Lucky pass, honestly, but still D-Rob guards up, gets the stop, and we run the floor in transition. 26 seconds left, and we finish with Kobe, and that is the final straw right there. He's not able to really get off a very good shot. Gets contested there. Misses the 3, and we win the game. And an absolutely insane game at that. Forcing up a terrible shot there, admittedly, but we win this game in a ridiculous, just ridiculous game. Maybe one of the most entertaining and just ridiculous all-around games I've ever played. Now, should I have given up 35 3 balls at a 63% rate? Absolutely not. Some of the worst defense I've probably ever played. He had more offensive rebounds than me. He had more free throws than me, although not by a lot. But I shot 73% from the field, and I did get 16 three-pointers on my own, attempting 29 of them. Ridiculous game. Just back and forth, fun game. We were both up double digits at one point. And it was a really fun game to play. And honestly, I hope it was a fun game for y'all to watch as well, because I enjoyed it. And I thought y'all would enjoy watching it as well. So hopefully y'all did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. And I appreciate y'all. Peace.